I'm tired.
My mom wanted me to be a truck driver.
Last night I failed.
Be a professional.
24 hours wisely.
Opposite. I feel like it'll change. Everything.
Contribute to or
look at your goals and dreams.
Style. It comes down to style. It comes down to this, Elvis. I think you have to work hard. Like, just so everybody knows, we haven't gotten into this subject yet. Working hard is the cost of entry to anything. You know 0 people that are successful that don't work their face off.
People talk about Oprah Winfrey, Ted Turner, Warren Buffett. Listen to me. I don't care how much money you make. You only get 24 hours in a day. And the difference between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely.
0 people. Now, they may have money because mommy and daddy made money and gave it to them. But people that actually built their own success, 0 people that have had success that did not put in obnoxious amounts of work.
what can you contribute to or aspire to in your mission or your career? What about your lifestyle? How can you live a better quality lifestyle? What about your own emotional well-being? These types of things that we can all take care of and work towards and grow in, because sometimes to start shifting out of those things we have to let go of, we have to get committed to something that we do want and just take a few steps. I would say the best way to let go of something is get more momentum in a new direction. Because as soon as you get a little more momentum, like, just a little bit, a couple small wins, a small steps, it lets us let go of that baggage, Because as you're catching speed going forward, you don't want to be hanging on that stuff that's slowing you down. You tend to let go of the heavy weight as you start flying to the future. So what do you need to let go of today? What's time that, you held on to it long enough, you've been upset about it long enough, that maybe today is that fresh start you've been looking for? And it's not a fresh start that just lands on you, luckily. It's not like you walk outside and you're like, oh, I feel better. You decided to feel better. But I decided that instead of being so angry or upset, saying, what did I learn? How will I treat myself? How will I treat other people? What do I want? And what's just a few steps I can start taking in these different areas of my life to feel like I have overall momentum. That's how you let go of what's wrong. Now, what about letting go of what's right? Have you ever had to let go of something you liked? Maybe you lost a job. You got laid off. You had to let go of the job. Maybe you had to let go of a group or a membership or a networking opportunity because you couldn't afford it anymore. Maybe you had to let go of somebody that you really cared about, but you knew wasn't quite right. Nothing necessarily wrong, but maybe you knew something was bigger for you. Maybe you let go of a good job so you could seek your passion or start your own business. How do you let go of those things that you have nostalgia for and you're proud of?
You look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams. As we look at all that's going on in the midst of the pandemic, in and out of it, here's what we know. God is up to some amazing stuff with your life. Because in this thing called life, it's about growth. This thing called life, it's about handling and transforming ourselves to accommodate the disruptions of life. This thing by life and where we are right now, it's full of distractions. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams, what's most important is just keep focused and allowing yourself to be fueled by your faith. My son, John Leslie, said that your faith is a down payment on your future. Come on, somebody. Yes, your faith is a down payment on your future. Focus on your faith, not your problems. Focus on your faith, not your bills. Focus on keeping yourself strong, living yourself and living from the inside out. Because the problems and challenges, they will always be there. Dimples was right when he had that song. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's absolutely true. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's a part of life. And so here's something else. Not only do you want to stay focused, keep this in mind. Good quote, good wisdom impacted in this quote. When things go wrong, don't go with them.
Last night I failed. And in the moment of failure, and the atmosphere and the finality of it all, and the audience, I was immediately rushed into a room and thrown in front of a microphone, and I felt demoralized. Trust me, I know where I'm at, and I've said it before. A person's character is not judged when they ride the wave of success, when everyone chants their name and you want to be their friend. No, your character is put to the test when your back is against the wall. And for me, that time is now. I spent 5 minutes last night, feeling sorry for myself, and then right after that, I began to move forward. My last words last night were, I will figure it out. It is your fault, and you go through failure alone, but failure has made me who I am today. Failure gives you two choices. You stay down or you get up. Well, I'm up, and I am fired up because I have figured it out. Now you all understand the disappointment of failure. And I can stay down or I can get my ass up, and I'm in the getting up business. You say I got no love for this place. You say I left it high and dry. You say I got no passion. I destroyed my shoulder. They said I'd be out for a year. I was back in 4 months. That's passion. You only go where they tell you to go. I go so hard they tell me to stop. That's passion.
My mom wanted me to be a truck driver because that would mean I would make $24,000 a year if I went to Truck Masters, and that would be twice what my father made. And she thought that would happen, but something inside of me said, I don't want to drive a truck. There's something else that matters more to me, and I decided I was not gonna go for money instead of passion. And the rewards have been pretty amazingly better than being a truck driver. It's not bad being a truck driver, it's just not what I was after. And I look back, and one of the things that helped me was my original teacher, Jhon, who was a personal development speaker I went to hear when I was 17. He said something the first time I heard him, and he said, you know, it's really simple. If you want life to change, you gotta change. If you want life to be better, you've gotta get better. It's the only way it happens. And luck will show up for people and it'll leave them. But if you're constantly improving who you are and what you give, game over.
Change a question, change your life. When it comes to planning your life, I want to get you to learn to ask 3 questions now. And the first one is not, what am I going to do? And how many understand why now? Say I. The question you want to ask yourself is, what do I want? What's my outcome? What's my result? The word RPM, the first one, is to get you focused on the target. The target is not the activity. The activity can change. It's what's the result I'm after. If you know exactly what it is you really want, what you desire, what you're really after, clarity is power. The more clear you are and specifically what you want, the faster your brain can get you there. But if you're generally saying things like, what do I want? Well, you know, I want more money. Fine, here's $1, get out of here. Did you achieve the outcome? Yeah, when you're that general, you think you're not getting your goal, you are. The way you language your goal, the way you think about it, you're receiving it. I want to feel a bit better. I want to lose some weight. Fine, you lost a pound, you're done. Because your brain's like a servo mechanism and a bomb and a missile. The old days, you shoot a missile and the target was going, and if you missed the trajectory, you missed it. Today, what happens when the missile's not on course? What happens? It locks on the heat signature, what does it do? It moves and follows it. That's the way your brain is if it knows the outcome, if it knows the result. So RPM starts with, I got another result. This is a results planning system. The rapid planning method, you can think of it as a results planning system. I need to know the result I'm after before I ever ask myself what to do.
Be a professional. You'll get paid more, you will win, people will fall in love with you. And that taxi driver, if he built a relationship, drove carefully, made sure his cab was clean, I'd be happy to give him a massive tip, because I tip taxi drivers and hotel room cleaners really, really well. Final rule number 9 of living a monumental life: have fun. You know, if you take yourself too seriously, no one is going to take you seriously. No one knows how long we get to live, and even the longest life is a really short ride. So make sure you find some time to laugh during your day. Make sure you strip out the energy vampires from your life, because that's a game-changing move, you know. The moment you start releasing the energy vampires who steal your joy and who are just negative and who don't support you, and here's the key, they don't understand you, so they think you're weird. When you say, you're not bad, you're not just right, you're just not right for me, your life becomes positive and your life becomes stable. No more drama. Someone once said drama mamas, and that applies to men too. Get rid of the drama mamas, get rid of the energy vampires, get rid of the toxic people. Watch your life multiply in creativity, energy, productivity, humanity, so you rise to legendary. Well, I've shared a lot of content in this episode. If it has been valuable to you, all I ask is this. Within the next 60 minutes, share it with 3 of your friends.
If you will change, everything will change for you. You don't have to change what's outside. All you've got to change is what's inside. To have more, you simply have to become more. And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Start working on yourself, making these personal changes. And he said it'll all change for you. So let's talk a little bit about personal development. That extraordinary adventure I undertook starting at age 25. And I've never ceased that adventure. I'm still going for it in the 90s. I want to get better and better. I want my craft to get better, my business operations to get better, the things I do to get better. Because once I picked up this simple formula, I'm telling you, it's easy to figure out where the problem is if you go to work on it.
Should you work harder? Is hard work the key? Is hustle the key? I hear a lot of different opinions. I just want to say this. I feel like I live in a world that's the exact opposite. I feel like I live in a world where millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even billions of people are working their ass off. I remember going to India in the third world. People wake up at dawn and work till dusk picking aluminum out of trash heaps. Should they work harder to get ahead? I'll tell you a true story. Growing up, I played basketball at a school, inner city, 95% non-white people in Raleigh, North Carolina. Enloe is the name of the university. And I had a friend who lived in the projects. His name was Leon Champion. Rest in peace, Leon. He died in prison after I graduated high school. But it's a sad story. I never, I didn't grow up rich, but we always had food. And I spent the night at his house in the projects one time. And Leon, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was hungry. I was probably 17 years old, hungry. I go down to his refrigerator, everybody's asleep. I open it up, he had a single mom. And I'll never forget, there was mustard and beer in the kitchen. 1 beer, 1 mustard. I said to him, I came back in the morning, I said, Leon, where's the food? He said, man, I don't eat on the weekends. We don't have any money. I eat free lunch as late as I can on Friday, and then I go to school at 6 in the morning to eat on Monday. Sure, he had a little bit of candy and a little bit of that on the weekend. Wage inequality. His mom was working nonstop. I never even saw his mom. She was at a job every minute. I don't even know when she came in to sleep.
When I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind, what do I do on those days? I go anyways. I get it done, even if I'm just going through the motions. I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed. Yeah, I get up and get out of bed. Now, these could be signals that you need some time off. And those signals might be right. They could be correct. But don't take today off. Not today. Wait until tomorrow. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that is whispering in your ear. Shut that down. Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights, sprint the hill, work on the project, get out of bed. Now, as an overall rule, I do not like procrastination. You need to get things done. But if you are going to rest, that is one thing that you should procrastinate on. That's the one thing I want you to put off until tomorrow. And if, when tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need to rest or you need to take a break, then okay. Take it. But the chances are you won't. You won't need that rest. Chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was just the desire to take the path of least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path. And by simply going through the motions, you overcame that path. And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on the war path, which is right where you know